I'm going to cover several things here. First, for Sunday Sparks. Now, in her video, she talked about her sexual orientation. So, in one of my videos, I said, well, I don't know exactly what she means, but she might be talking about being bi, because that's it's a very common thing. I've had girlfriends that were bi. That's no big deal for me. And I think it depends upon the individual. Some guys have no problem with it. Some guys are, have problems with it. That's a personal thing. But anyway, now she briefly in a couple of her videos, she's talking about an encounter with another female or something, and I kind of got the impression she was kind of messing with me. That's if you want to do that, that's fine. But you might go in a little bit more without getting tagged by YouTube with age restricted, or getting a video deleted because it's inappropriate for kiddos. You might go in a little bit more detail, but that's up to you. But because I'm a kink, but like I said, you can't just a bunch of stuff you can't put on YouTube. But the next thing I want to cover, a lot more serious, something known as a mimic. Now, you can find these stories all over the place. Now, I don't know if they're real or if they're just something made up that sounds kind of spooky and stuff. This type of thing makes a great story of a campfire. But let me give you one example. Let's say there's a couple of families that are camped out in the woods. They got their tent set up. This guy, his wife is preparing their evening meal. The burgers and the steaks and the bratwurst and stuff. You got to have bratwurst with that spicy brown mustard. But anyway, this guy's had several cans of beer, so he has to go out to pee, and he gets out quite a ways from the campsite, to go pee, and he's off in the distance. He hears his wife, or what he thinks is his wife. She's going, "I've been hurt. Help me! I need help. Help me!" And he knows it's not his wife, but it's his wife's voice, and like I said, it's some of the spooky stuff. I've never personally encountered that particular scenario. I've got another one I'm going to relate to in a second here, but like I said, I don't know, but you do hear people going missing. Like I said, let me tell you my story. It's not really a mimic story. Now, this is back in the early 1990s. We used to have a whole bunch of these what you call New Age bookstores. This was over in East Valley. I think it was over in Mesa somewhere, but I was over there. What it was a lecture given by a Native American on the power centers, the Four Corners area, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. There was you find a number of Native American dwellings. They haven't been occupied for maybe 1,200, 1,500, 1,800 years, something like that. But they why they abandoned them is still up for debate. But whether climate or they just decide to move on, or whether they I personally think they probably just integrated with other tribes, and they're kind of their ancestors of the people that live here today. But that's kind of my personal belief. They just kind of joined in with other settlements because they were probably more successful. But anyway, during the lecture, there was this young lady. She kept focusing her mind on mine. She kept drawing my attention toward her. Now, what her motives were, what her intentions were, I have no idea. To this day, I have no idea. And I stayed the lecture to the very end, and I found myself following her out of the from the lecture hall to where the books were sold, and she's headed for the door. And I thought to myself, following her is not the best of ideas. So I kind of broke away from the whatever she had on me. I started, like I said, the store was closed. This is probably about 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. The lights were off, in the main part of the building. But I started kind of thumbing through the books just to kind of, that's kind of say what they had for sale there. But I pretty much do what they had for sale there. But I was kind of looking at the book, kind of pretending to read through them and stuff. I let her walk out of the building, give her 15, 20 minutes, kind of went through the book. Then when I finally got to the parking lot to get to my vehicle, she was gone. And I've told this story 2 or 3 times, but what her motives were, what her objective was, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. If she's just going to talk to me, if she's actually trying to abduct me. You do hear of people going missing, and whether this was, she's going to abduct me and kill me, or trying to recruit me into some type of cult or something. Because the cults would attend those type of meetings and stuff. I have no idea. Like I said, I can only guess. I can only speculate to what her motives were. He said that's been 30 years or something like that. But anyway, the next time I tell, I'm gonna call it the frustrated ghost. I can't say that right, but you see what I'm talking about. But No, let's say there's this family in this house. It's got a ghost in there, but the ghost keeps hiding stuff. The ghost keeps knocking stuff off as this ghost builds energy and can knock stuff off. But the family says, it's just the wind. There's just a little bit of water on that glass. I left that book on the. If people still read books today, but I left that book on the edge of the table and it just fell off on its own. And that's a frustrated ghost. I've heard various of that story, and it's it's cool. Okay, love you. Bye bye.